guys, welcome back to our channel. I'm Brianna and this is
Sophia.
And today we are going to be talking about the sweet Treat Pluerry. And now this is a hybrid mix between sweet cherries, plums, a bit of peach and apricot mixed together, and it was created by Floyd Zeiger at his nursery.
Oh, awesome. What colors are the flowers, Sophia?
White.
White.
Do they have a smell?
Let me smell them.
Give it a shot and see how it does.
They have a little tiny smell. It's like a kind of a perfume peach thingy.
Okay.
Tiny flowers,
Yeah.
Very tiny.
but abundant with flowers before it even shows
Definitely.
leaves, right?
Yep. There are a few leaves, but there are 100% more flowers on them than leaves.
This gets pretty tall, so I didn't see a dwarf variety, so this is a full size.
It's a full size.
You remember when we planted it, how old is this guy now?
I think this is about 4 years old.
4 years old,
Yeah,
yeah.
this is
yeah.
a 4-year-old tree.
4-year-old tree. What's unique? Does it take a pollinator?
Yes, it does. It actually takes a pollinator either from a burgundy plum or a Santa Rosa plum.
Santa Rosa plum.
So you have to have one of those in order for this too.
And we do have not a burgundy, but a Santa Rosa plum, but it's way up top of the hill,
Yep.
and there's about five, six trees in between. So I have no idea if the pollination is
Still working?
still working, and that's my concern. Also, what I'm noticing, and this is just me, I required another pollinator for the Santa Rosa required another pollinator. But they're off timing. Santa Rosa typically starts flowering about 2-3 weeks after the I would say the Satsuma or the Pluerry starts flowering. So even though it requires a pollinator, I don't see the flowers overlapping for too long. That's one of the concerns I notice. Because last year we had a bunch of flowers just like now,
Yes.
and we had. You know who pollinates besides the other trees, Sophia? What flies into those flowers
What
here
flies into the flowers and makes
to pollinate?
honey?
They are bees.
Okay, awesome. And you have to take care of the bees, and
In
that's why
order
we
to
keep
pollinate.
our backyard orchard organic, so we can get a lot of good bees, and you have a lot of good flowers. That's why the earth it's way better, because bees pollinate a bunch of other fruit trees and flowers, so they can grow and get really big and really cool.
So I need bees for trees.
Okay, any trees, any veggies, anything
plants that
any
need
plants in the world,
pollination.
anything that's green and that has a flower, you will require bees. That's the
Yep.
story of the growing green and growing organic, is to take care of the bees. So we have a lot of bees. We have a lot of flowers. I'm very curious how this year is going to turn out compared to last year, when we had probably about 20 or 30 maybe fruit
Yeah, I
that
think we
were
had 20 or
set.
30
The rest of
fruits.
them dropped.
Yeah.
So we're crossing our fingers here, because we're looking at thousands and thousands and thousands of flowers. I'm hoping for maybe
Maybe-
100
yeah.
fruit. We fed the tree, we mulched it. If you look down, we gave it a couple of good things over the winter. So
Yeah.
I guess it doesn't have any reasons to not thrive in these conditions. Okay.
The fruits are a bit bigger than a normal plum. They are a bit purpley, like a darker purple on the outside. It has like this yellowy orange flesh on the inside, and it's very sweet and very, very juicy.
Yeah, and I can attest, the ones we tasted, they're really sweet. They're really nice. And the reason I like planting this here is because in San Diego we cannot really grow cherries. I do have a neighbor that had a cherry tree for about, I don't know, many years. Apparently it's acclimated. It fruited about last year, the first time in 8 years since it was planted. Not abundant, just maybe a handful of fruit. We love cherries, and this is the closest we can get to cherries in Southern California. And I think that's the reason we planted this guy, to get that cherry flavor, but in a plum.
Yeah.
And that's the unique thing about it.
Do you have any tips for this tree to plant?
I mean, it's just, again, it's a typical stone fruit, way less, I would say, way easier to grow than other fruit trees. This is probably the fastest growing tree that we have, and perhaps it's because it's the bottom of the hill, and it gets a lot of good water and nutrients from the top of the hill. So it has more moisture, more humidity. I just love to trim them, keep them clean, and keep them lower so I don't raise my hand to pick fruit. I like them maybe less than 10 feet tall. This is probably 10 feet tall. This is the biggest I want to have this tree here.
Yeah, I think it's the biggest tree we have.
Yeah, it's again, didn't expect this to explode like this. It definitely changed the backyard the way we planned it, but hey, nature sometimes does its thing, and we just have to adjust. Beautiful tree. It does create flowers, or it pushes flowers before it pushes leaves, so you can see most of the whites and then just a few greens. So it's gonna start pumping some green very soon, and it's gonna be very full. I cleaned the middle, so you're not gonna see a lot of the branches in the middle. I'm trying to keep it as empty. It's more like a bowl, if you will, in terms of the concept. So it gets a little bit better, just sunlight, and it's easier to reach the fruit. And that's it. That's the take. In terms of flavor, do you remember tasting this one or no?
I remember really liking it. It was really juicy. I just ate so...
And we have a bee right here, right now, live.
Oh, there's one
We
here
have
too.
bees.
Oh,
Look, there are bees everywhere. And they're happy.
Bees everywhere.
They're gonna eat.
there's one bee over there.
You know what they provide and what they gather? It's pollen. They catch on their little hands.
Yeah,
Pollen,
they're
they
tiny hands and get the pollen out of the flowers.
And they pollinate and they move around. And they fly around. There you go. So very pretty tree. Easy growing for Southern California. No concerns, no disease, nothing like that. It's just a matter of having a pollinator next to it to make sure that you actually have the fruits that you're looking for. Other than that, victory for us. We love diversity, and this is a good addition if you like cherries in particular. Anything else?
Make sure to eat clean, eat green, like and subscribe. And if you have any questions or recommendations, please drop a comment so we can review anything that you would want us to review.
Awesome. Thank you guys.
Bye.